Is Magic the Gathering making a heavy metal set? No. And this video was sponsored by... Okay, let me back up. I should probably start off by saying that, yeah, I know that talking about Magic the Gathering is not a normal thing for my channel, but there's a way that it connects to my normal content, so be patient. Plus, it's my channel, I'll do what I want. Anyone who knows me personally know that my main kicks in life are heavy metal and Magic the Gathering. I hope that was my Ash Ketchum moment for Pokemon, you know? Or Star Wars. Star Wars is my other kicker. The main thing that actually made me want to do some kind of video was they had a secret lair that was, I forgot what it was called, like Shred Harder, Play Harder, something like that, where they had a bunch of Magic cards, but they changed the artwork on them so that they kind of vaguely looked like 90s heavy metal or punk rock posters. And I was like, that's pretty cool. So I got it. I gave into the corporate greed of Wizards of the Coast. I didn't think though that there was enough content to make a whole video about them. I recently changed my mind. I am working on a video for that, but it's not gonna come out until I actually have the physical product in my hands. And for those of you who don't know, the secret lairs, you have a narrow window to order them. They make only the amount of them that were ordered, and then they mail them to you. So it takes a few months to get them. So that video might not come out for 2 months or so, but subscribe and check it out when it does come out. So I think that kind of ties in with this thing that they did recently with the Week of Metal. When they started the preview season for the upcoming set Kaldheim, they were having heavy metal bands do the previews, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. No, it's not like my favorite bands in the world or anything that are doing it, but we got some cool bands like Amon Amarth and Mastodon who are like showing off the new Magic the Gathering cards. And I know a lot of people on the surface think that this is actually a really weird thing to do. But part of what I'm doing in this video is kind of talking about why maybe it's not that weird. Magic the Gathering, Wizards of the Coast, they've been doing a lot of things in the last couple of years to kind of try broadening the spectrum and getting new fans in. Now, they have been progressively more and more popular as of late, and they're just going to keep getting bigger, especially with the Netflix series coming out. I'm sure that's going to bring a lot of new people into playing the game. We've seen that they did the alternate arts for Ikoria with the Godzilla card and the dreaded Walking Dead secret lair. I mean, these were all stunts to basically get the attention of people who didn't normally play the game but had parallel interests so that they could get introduced to the game. And that's what's basically, I think at least, was the Week of Metal. For people who just like those bands, who just like heavy metal, to see Magic the Gathering cards and get them interested and maybe play the game, which is actually really smart. What I'm about to get into, which is I think there's more crossover in those fan bases than we think. Now, obviously, I'm a prime example of that. I love metal, I love Magic the Gathering, but I don't think I'm an isolated case. I don't think they just did it because of me. Think about it. Part of why metal is a very niche thing is because it's a weird form of art. It is what it is. It's not for the masses. It's a weird, isolated group of people. And a lot of that has to do with their emotions and their sociological standing. Compare that to nerdisms. Now, maybe in more recent years, this isn't as true with, big movies coming out, like comic book movies are huge, superhero movies are huge. So in that way, maybe not so much in the last few years, but in a lot of ways, nerdism is a niche, and those are people who are in the same sociological standings. They also feel like the underdogs. They also aren't the most popular people. Something that the nerds and the geeks got in common is that they are also incredibly brilliant and smart people. I mean, how many people do you know that can just follow all the rules to this crazy game that we call Magic the Gathering? And Magic the Gathering's kind of tame compared to a lot of those other games. The same way that you have to be pretty smart and pretty talented to get around having to play all these weird scales and polyrhythms that you see pretty prominently in metal. I can't speak, sorry. So I think that it's actually really smart marketing. So maybe on the surface, those two things don't have that much to do with each other, but I think when you dig into the social aspect of it, as well as the personalities behind those people in those groups, because I mean, think about it. If you're a nerd and you get around a bunch of other nerds, you're like, these are my people. Now, I can't have these kind of connections. I can't have these kind of conversations with the average Joe. A lot of my family, a lot of my coworkers, whoever is in your life, you can't have that intimate, serious conversation with them about things that you're passionate about. That's just how it be. And then the same is true if you're into heavy metal. That's not everyone's cup of tea. Not everyone's gonna like that. You might have friends or family who like it, but not everyone's gonna like it. So when you get around those people who are like-minded, it's an immediate attachment to them. It's an immediate conversation starter, and it's a great way to build new friendships. And that's why getting down to the local game store is so important. That's why going to concerts are so important. On a social aspect, these two things are actually very similar. Brilliant marketing on your parts, Wizard of the Coast. Good job. But honestly, I think this was a really cool set to do that with. The reason for that being is that a lot of the heavy metal stereotypes, I guess you could say, comes from Northern Europe. And that is where this set is coming from. It's basically Nordic mythology, which is freaking metal, man. There's all sorts of really cool stuff. Weapons of mass destruction, ruthless gods, berserkers, Vikings, and dwarves. It's the concept of an Amon Amarth album. This is like the perfect set to do that with, which obviously they knew that. So I'm really excited about this set, honestly. I am really excited to see that maybe there's some new people from the metal community who are at least going to try out Magic the Gathering, especially since Arena is free. And especially now that it's on Mac, everyone has access to this for free. And Kaldheim is going to come out earlier if you're playing on Arena than if you're playing it on paper. And I think part of why that is going to be effective is that they didn't just pull up any random metal band. They're not even like the biggest metal bands or anything like that. These are metal bands who actually play or used to play Magic the Gathering. And so that also is connecting the dots for these two groups of people. I was just kind of thinking about this on a drive home, and I was like, this is a cool thing. And we're still pretty early on in the spoiler season, so I don't know too much about this set, but I gotta say, the cards that they have put out are freaking cool. I don't know if I'm gonna make a whole lot of Magic content on this channel because it is a music YouTube channel, and so I want to keep it about music, but man, if they keep doing stuff like this, I'm just gonna have to keep finding ways to do it. Like I said, I am gonna do a video or maybe a short series of videos about that secret lair when I get it in my hands, which will probably be in March. I hope it's in March at least. Other than that, I don't know if I'll make more Magic videos, but I just specifically wanted to make this because I thought that two things that I'm really passionate about and genuinely love are coming together in a really cool way. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you are new, make sure to subscribe, like, share it with anyone who either likes metal or likes Magic the Gathering. And if they like both, cool. This is an even cooler video for them. I just opened my recording studio. Hit us up at Stickhead Studios. There is a Facebook page for that. You can also shoot me an email at stickheadstudios@gmail.com. And also follow me on Instagram at The Morgan Monroe Band. And that's about all I got. This is a shorter one. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.